Hey girls and dudes, hey. So to start this off, well, I already did my brows, just so we're not here for 10 hours. But to start this off, I'm going to be using this Kat Von D concealer in the shade L1 to prime my lids with. This concealer was way too light for me, so I've been using it to prime my lids, and I absolutely love it for that purpose, and will probably continue to use it. Super light, super smooth, not cakey, love it. Going to be setting it with this Makeup Geek Cosmetic shadow in the shade White Lies. Love this to set my primer. It's amazing. And then this is moving super fast. What am I even doing? Okay, so I'm using Makeup Geek's Beaches and Cream here to blend this into my crease, and a little bit above my crease. This is going to be our transition shade. I actually prefer this shade over Peach Smoothie. I know people swear by it, but I find Peach Smoothie to be a little too dark, where Beaches and Cream is more of a muted, pale peach shade, and which is kind of perfect for my pale AF complexion. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. Next, I'm going to be using two different shades at the same time, because you know I can never pick just one. I'm going to be using, these are both Makeup Geek shadows. I'm going to be using Creme Brulee and Purely Naked on a Sigma E25 brush, and what I'm doing is just working this into my crease area and deepening that crease. Also placing this on the outer corner, probably outer third area of my lid, and I place it really precisely, and then I blend it to death. Then I'm going to be using the shade Cocoa Bear. This is also a Makeup Geek shadow. This shadow should basically have its own star on the Walk of Fame. It's that awesome. I'm going to be placing this into the outer corner and also blending it into the crease area. I was having a couple issues with skidding, but what I do is just keep blending and blending and blending as if I wasn't blending enough, and typically it will get rid of it or diffuse the issue. This brush is by The Balm, and it's more of a detailed kind of crease brush. Once the product starts leaving the brush, it just kind of soften those edges a little bit. And of course, keep blending. Next, I'm going to be using the shade Americano, also by Makeup Geek. This shadow is actually probably one of my favorites of 2016 and probably of my life entirely. Love this shade. I'm going to be using a dense kind of round, like dome brush. It's like a dense, smaller dome brush to work this into the outer corner, like the furthest part of the outer corner, and also working it into the outer half of my crease. Then I go back into that kind of detailer blender brush by The Balm and go ahead and blend all of this out. I want it to be a nice kind of shadow and give a nice shape, but I don't want it to be too dark. Not for this look. If you want to, you can of course add more color and darken it, but I'm just going to go ahead and blend this out here so it's just more of an airbrushed look, or I don't know. So now it's eyeliner time, so we're going to be using Kat Von D's Tattoo Liner in the shade Trooper, and what I'm going to do is I'm now going to call it the coloring book method, and I basically just create an outline of my wing, and then I fill it in and hope I stay within the lines, and if you don't, you just correct it later and hope for the best. It's 2017, the year of the optimist. So next I'm going to be tight lining with this Urban Decay eyeliner, and I use the Possessed method. And also, I'm going to, what am I doing? Oh, highlighting my brow bone with that shade White Lies that I used earlier. Moving on to foundation, I'm going to be using IT Cosmetics CC Cream. This is the illuminating one in the shade Fair. And I'm just going to beat the crap out of my face, basically, with this beauty blender and call it a day. I'm going to be using two different concealers because I can't help myself. First one is Naked Skin in the shade Light. I'm going to be putting this in the darkness, basically the goth part of my under eye, and using NARS Gentilly on the rest, literally all over, just slathering it on. Never too much of this. Then I'm just going to blend it out using this super cute tiny beauty blender, and I'm totally getting technical on you. Moving on, I'm going to set the area using this Tarte, I believe it's called Smooth Operator Translucent Powder. I'm just going to set. Then I'm going to go into the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette in the lightest bronzer shade right there. And I'm going to place it underneath my cheekbone and blend upwards, just so we don't look all dirty and dead. And then I'm going to place it underneath my jawline. And then we're going to use my favorite blush of life, which is the Sigma Serene blush. We're going to tap this all over. And then we're going to make our cheekbones like bam by using Becca Cosmetics Pearl and Champagne Pop mixed together. And then yeah, look at that. Moving on to the lower lash line, I'm going to be going back into the shade Creme Brulee and Purely Naked with the Sigma E25 brush. I'm going to run this across my lower lash line. This is going to serve as our transition shade for our lower lash line. Then I'm going to go back into Cocoa Bear on a skinnier type of brush and run this a little bit closer to the lash line than the previous shades. I'm just going to keep running this back and forth to kind of blow it out and make sure it's nice and blend it out. Then I'm going to go into the shade Americano. I'm going to use this on a denser, even flatter brush. I'm going to press this right up on that lower lash line, and I'm just going to place this shade first, and then you'll see I'll go into the fluffier but still really small detailer brush to start blowing this out, and then I'll use a Sigma E25 to blow this out even more to make sure we get that really soft airbrush look. Then I'm going to be doing the scariest thing of life, which is using this Better Than Sex mascara on the lower lash line. You do not know fear until you try to use this on the lower lash line. For lashes, I'm going to use House of Lashes Siren Lashes, which are my favorite lashes ever, ever, ever. For the lips, I'm going to be using Lime Crimes Velveteen in the shade Salem. This is probably my most worn lip color. It literally goes with everything. It's like the perfect rusty brownish red shade. Absolutely obsessed with it. But anyways, I'm just going to slather this all over my lips until I'm done. And this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, you can give it a thumbs up. Say hey girl, hey down in the comments box because you know I love talking to you. Anyways, hope you guys are having an amazing 2017 so far. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.